everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica, who is too impatient to wait
Will
for
you
her earrings to get
stop?
put in.
We've been talking for like a half an hour, and every time she's like, we have to get going, we have to start. I'll be like, okay, let's start. And then she'll be like, oh, but wait. I am not the problem here. I know I'm not the problem. But
I'm
this is
in
our
the middle
1 minute
of
book
house
breaks.
remodeling. I am not in any hurry.
I don't blame you. So this is our 1 minute book recs. This is where we go over all the books that we've read in the past week with 1 minute synopsises for each book. Do not expect much out of me this week. Mandy, it's all on you.
Okay, well,
I don't know. It's one of those weeks.
we're going to talk about books we read.
Yeah, we are.
Hit that subscribe button.
I might have a rant in this one.
Ooh, the people love the rants.
I know, but we're actually doing a rant video for them too. So, you know, I might say
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, it's coming. You guys have asked for it. It is coming.
Oh, it's the captors. The captors
asked for it. Yeah.
So the captors got to pick a video. Jessica has spoiled that for everyone. And it's coming this week. So that's a great segue. If you would like to be a captor and help pick a video, and I read my book that the captors picked for me to read, so I'll be talking about that in this video. So if you want to get in on that fun stuff, you can support us with channel membership and get to pick a book that we read each month, as well as pick a trope video. And there's a few other fun things like some cool emojis that I still have not figured out how Jessica and I can use, but we're supposed to be able to. I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. I forget we even have them. Yeah.
I love it when our captors and captives comment with the emojis. It's so much fun.
I get excited when I see those, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Just saying.
Okay. Well, we also are going to announce our next giveaway as well as do our drawing. But first, let's dive into some books and we'll stop somewhere in the middle and do those things.
Yep. Okay.
So hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, do that, please. Tell me about your reading week.
I read 6 books. I think they were good. I'm not remembering. I had one that I just didn't really care for, but it wasn't necessarily bad. Nothing too horrible, but I did have some really good ones.
Okay.
And this is not this week's journal. Where is my journal?
Oh, speaking of journal, before I tell you about my reading week, one of our viewers wanted to see the inside of our journal last week on our 1 minute book recs. They'd asked about it, and I said I would show them. So I just want to say, this is the inside of the journal. This is where it's filled out. So we've got, we use a Sprocket to print this out. You can use Google Docs. You could just write something in there. But you have your stars and your what is this? Your spice rating. I don't use it. Description, tropes. How did you read the book? Dates, hero and heroine, title, author. Is it a part of a series? That's it. It's simple. It's what we use for our 1 minute book recs. So,
and you can go down below in the title description down below and click on our Amazon store, and you can find our journaling spot where we have all of our journals, as well as like a link to the Sprocket and other things that we use for journaling.
Yeah. Okay. So my week this week, technically I read 7. I forgot to put 2 into Goodreads, but they were rereads for work, so I don't need to talk about them anyway, because I just reread them for like a 3rd time this year. Fun times. And 1 is for our convincing. I only have 4 books to talk about.
Okay. I shall go first.
Yes, you shall go first.
Okay. And my computer is having some serious technical difficulties, so we are going to try and do the 1 minute book recs with the timer, but we may have to abandon it if my computer continues to act up.
And I can look and see if I have a timer if it does it. I have never used a timer on my computer.
Oh, I just go on to Google and typed in 1 minute timer.
Oh, is that what you did with it? Okay, let's try it for yours, and while you're doing it, I will look for a timer.
Okay. Okay. So my first book on my August TBR, I have His Juliet by Amelia Rossi. And everyone said, before you read that.
I know what you're going to say. Just talk. I'm looking for a timer.
Before
you read His Tesoro. Got it.
I need to read His Tesoro by Amelia. Is it Amelia Rossi?
Yep, Amelia. Yep.
And so I did. And let's talk about that. Now switch me over. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have Mateo. He is the head of the 5 families. His dad was killed. He was thrown into this several years ago, and his life has not been easy. He carries a lot on his shoulders. He is now going to be in an arranged marriage to try and create some alliances, as we often find in the mafia world. We have Sophia, and she has grown up with a very cruel father. Her mother is like really like checked out, and her and her sister are very close. But Sophia has I'm not going to be able to pronounce it right, but the acronym is, and what it's referred to as, EDS. So it's a muscle.
It's Ehlers down. What's the second word?
It starts with a D.
Yeah, it's a
I
syndrome.
just wrote EDS down because I'm like, I'm not going to be able to say this.
Yeah, I've heard it. Okay, sorry, tangent.
Okay, so now my timer's going off.
I'm sorry. Keep talking. I'll keep you every minute.
So she is, it's a muscle disorder where she gets easily fatigued and needs to use like a wheelchair, but at times she can use her walker and things like that. Her father is a horribly cruel man and feels like she's less than and is just shamed of her because of this. He doesn't want her using her wheelchair and he just kind of keeps her locked away, basically. Well, he then decides to marry her off. Mateo has no idea who he's marrying or anything, and she shows up in her wheelchair and has to wheel herself down the aisle. Mateo is like a little thrown by all of this because he has no idea, but he is not bothered by the fact that she's disabled or uses a wheelchair. He just is very cold, and regardless of what she would have looked like or her abilities, he was the typical mafia man and wanted nothing to really do with his bride. But something about her keeps making him feel like he's having a heart attack. Which I thought was so funny.
I think it's great.
And he's like, I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. What is going on? I loved it so much. So his heart slowly starts to thaw towards Sophia, but there's a lot of complications in the mafia world. And he is your I will burn the world down for you mafia man. And I absolutely love this one. I rated it 5 stars. So thank you everyone who commented that I needed to read this before I read Who's Juliet.
Yeah, it was good. I often think I probably give my husband a heart attack, or at least what he feels like is a heart attack once in a while. I do think that's a common thing.
I don't think it's the same though.
No, I think his is more affectionate and his heart's thawing. I just give mine a heart attack because he's like, damn it, Jessica, again. You know? Yeah. Or what is she doing now? I think
my husband feels that way sometimes too. Yeah. Like when he had to go to the hardware store to buy things to create that out the door quarters for our tortoise who has gotten too big for the house. Oh my gosh, I have a funny story. I think our viewers will enjoy this too, hopefully. Okay. So we on our way home from the hardware store, because we don't live near a hardware store. We have to, it's a commute. So we're driving home and he's driving and I was just scrolling on Facebook and this like signs your husband is a narcissist popped up. Which now my entire feed is flooded with this stuff. Of course. And so I was like, oh, hey, guess what, Jay? You're not a narcissist. Haha. And he's like, oh, what's it say? So I was reading some of the stuff. And there was one about controls your money and your daily activities. I'm the narcissist. And Jay's like, huh, kind of sounds like you. As we're driving home from the hardware store where he had to go buy all this crap to build the tortoises, outdoor enclosure for tortoise that like my husband cares about the animals. Like he could be indifferent though. Like if we didn't have the farm animals and our other ones, like he would be fine with a dog. Yeah. I laugh because I do the finances in our house. I mean, I have since we were married because I was stay-at-home mom, and so I had to know what was in the bank account to go to the grocery store to buy the groceries, that kind of a thing. And so I laugh now, and it's probably not that funny, but I because he asks for anything, and I'm like, oh my god, you are so expensive, and then I'll turn around and go buy a crap ton of books, and so then I come back and I'm like, I am so sorry, like I didn't mean that, like what do you need? But the things that he asks for, because he doesn't ask for a lot,
are things like I want to go on this trip to Vegas for football with my family, and he wants me there, so it's double the cost, which I'm not doing it this year. But then again, I'm like, well, Mandy and I turn around and go on our trip, so we justify it because we don't always pay out of pocket for those. But the poor guy, he's the one working and making the money, so I have to let him to go do his things, even if they are expensive. Like his shoes cost 3 times as much as mine.
A new truck for like 10 years, Jessica.
He's not getting a new truck right now. No. If the cost of vehicles hadn't gone up, it'd be different. I told him that once Coveted Cover actually starts making money, it'll be our first big purchase. But we're a year and a half in, and we're just now starting to get tiny paychecks. So it takes a while. So anyhow, because
maybe I should send that Facebook thing to Jeff.
Send nothing to Jeff. Do not cause a divorce in this house over a truck.
I just texted him yesterday.
About a truck or football?
It was football related.
Okay.
It was a picture of my candy bar at the golf course. It has said halftime, and it had a picture of Josh Allen, and it said something about satisfying your halftime hunger. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if the candy bars are really old at the golf course or if this is a new campaign.
Well, also Jeff has this, he lives 20 years in the past. So what he thinks new vehicles cost compared to what they actually cost are two different things. He thinks they're a hell of a lot cheaper than they are right now. And then he'll see the price and then he has sticker shock and he's like, no, my truck's fine. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, let's talk about my books though.
Please.
Because now we went off on a tangent. Okay, so I did do a reread. Is this for reasons? I don't know. You guys will have to stick around because I don't know. It could maybe possibly, everybody just cross your fingers, your eyes, and your toes, and maybe she'll accept. You never know. Okay, so this first book that I'm talking about is Surviving Scar by Ruby Dixon. I believe this is the third book in the Ice Planet Clones series spinoff from the Ice Planet Barbarians. You do need to read Ice Planet Barbarians. I think you still should read Ice Home as well, but I think if you were to pick these up, you wouldn't be too terribly lost. You just might not know who people are and why they're on a beach. But I do feel like you need to read them in order. So this is Scar. He is our amphibian-looking alien man who has shown up on the planet, and he's a clone, and he's a gladiator, and he's used to fighting, and he's used to that's what he was made for, was for these gladiator fights. And then you have Vivi, who's also been relocated to this planet. She is also a clone, and she wakes up and she doesn't realize that she's a clone, and she has no memory, and that really bothers her. She can't even remember her name, and so she's really struggling with that. And then with Scar, he's a peacock. He thinks he is the best, and whoever his qui resonates to, that is the best person. And she's amazing, and she's very shy, and she doesn't like that. She doesn't like the attention that's being drawn to her. And so when they resonate, she's not about it. He is. It's a whole thing. This is one of my This is my favorite so far. Second favorite. I have two that are some of my favorites in the whole Ice Planet Barbarians series as a whole, all three combined. Two of my favorites are in this 5-book series. So I do love this one. If you guys have not caught up with it, catch up with it. You'll never be mad about finishing Ruby Dixon. Catch up with it, Mandy.
I need to get reading.
Get reading, Mandy. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
last month I did Christmas in July, so now I'm doing Christmas in August.
Okay.
All right, so this is Honkers Under the Holly by Amy Award, and this is part of the Cocky Kingsman series, but this is one of her holiday novellas in that series. So this is Sarah and Mac and Sir Honks a Lot. So Sarah ends up rescuing a goose, and we can just all think about what happens to a goose around Christmas time sometimes. And she brings it home. She has roommates, and I think we can all imagine a goose living in an apartment with a bunch of other people is just not a good situation. So the roommates kind of want her and the goose to move out. She meets Mac. Mac is a struggling sports agent who's just trying to get some good clients and really get going with his agency. And the two of them get entangled with Sir Honks a Lot and end up house sitting together with this goose. And it's a novella. It's a quick read. It'll be a fun one for the holidays if people like holiday books at holiday times. I rated it a 4 stars.
Okay. Are you ready for me to rant now?
No.
How about now?
Go ahead.
Okay. So the next book I picked up was an audiobook, and I belong to this pitch black reading group on Facebook, and I'd seen a comment about this book and people were just raving about it. Sometimes that pans out. This time was not that time. So I picked it up.
It rarely pans out.
TikTok never pans out. YouTube or Facebook does pan out once in a while.
Not very often.
Once more than TikTok.
You complain more about the books that you get on there than you do.
I don't always tell you which ones I get off of there either, too. So, like, my top pick last month was from the same group. My top pick of the month from last month was from the same group. So, you know, sometimes it does. But let me tell you about this one. So this is Writhe by KT. I think it's Madden. Yep, Madden. You read a book in this world last month. This is in the Wellard Asylum world, and it is a shared world with many, 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 many authors. And I think this is like one of the first books in it because all of theirs say like Wellard Asylum 1, 2, 3, and this is just Wellard Asylum. This is about our heroine who, in the very first chapter, murders her fiance and his whole family at dinner because she does. Then she just waits for the police to show up because they're wealthy and the staff is called the police. And she goes on trial. She's found insane, and so they can't send her to prison. So she ends up at Wellard Asylum. And then we get the story. There's a guy there that she forms an attachment to, and it's a whole thing. I hated this book. I gave it 1 star. I love dark. And I'm going to switch myself over so we can talk about it because I just don't feel the need to talk about anything else in the book. I love dark books. I read a crap ton of dark books. When you are doing things, this was gross. It wasn't dark. It was gross. When you are abusing people physically just for shock value, it's gross. Like you have side characters. One guy whimpered, and so an orderly beat him to death. Why? What does that do for the story? Like, you can show that they're scared of the orderlies in a different way. You don't have to be gross. And so this is the second book I've read in this world. I read the same one you did that was Shell Rose, I think, did it. Mm-hmm. Both of them. Just over the top, gross. And I don't have time for that shit. So, no. 1 star. No, thank you. I don't understand authors writing for shock value. Like, something, sure. This is too much. This is too far. This is gross. And that is from a dark romance reader. And I don't stop at like the gray stuff. I read dark. I read pitch black. But no. No. So your turn.
I don't even know how to comment. So
okay. She got to keep 1 star because the writing was actually good. But that was the only thing. So I wouldn't be opposed to trying something else by the author if I knew it wasn't going to be disgusting. So
maybe it was just this series.
I think the whole series is supposed to be, and oh my God. Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay.
I have a little bit of humanity in me, and I don't like that. Okay. I should have a lot of it, but so yeah. Okay.
Well, next I read The Tiger in the Sack by Amy Award. So this follows Clover and Isaac. This is part of the Cocky Kingsman series. It's book number 7. So Clover is a plus-size cheerleader who is trying to create a more inclusive program. And we have Isaac, who's a famous football player. His siblings are famous, and he's just kind of tired of always just being known for that. And he happens upon this woman stuck in a tree trying to get down a cat. And so he stops. He has a cat that rides the motorcycle with him, who also wears a helmet, which I thought was adorable. And he gets off and he decides to leave his helmet on so she will not know who he is. And they have a really good exchange. He helps her. They exchange phone numbers. He's going to take her out, but he's nervous about her finding out who he is. So they continue to text back and forth before they meet up. So I kind of just struggled a little bit with this story. I rated it 3 stars because there were times I really enjoyed it, and there are other times that I felt this was more about Clover and the program that she was trying to create, and that was more the main focus of the book and not so much the romance. And I didn't really get Isaac's character either. And so it just sort of fell a little flat for me. I've enjoyed other books in the series though, and so I did occasionally I will do this if I feel like I don't like I'm questioning myself, like was it me? Was it a mood? Like what was it? And I saw that a lot of people had the same thoughts on this one, that it just wasn't a favorite for them, even though they enjoyed other books in the series and they felt the same thing about Clover. So that's that.
Okay.
I guess I needed to everybody to understand it wasn't just me. Sorry.
It's the guilt. Mandy gets the guilt. Yes.
I do.
Yeah. Okay. It's because you are loyal. You are very loyal, and you just can't stand that. I love that. I have no guilt. Okay. So after that shit show of a book before this, I needed something a little more lighthearted, something I could listen to with, like, there was some chaos at the warehouse. There was a lot of people there. And so I just needed something different. And I had physically read this book, but not listened to the audio. And we all know that Ruby Dixon is my go-to person. So I picked up, The Half Orcs Maiden Bride. This is a fun one. This is book 3.5 in her Aspect and Anchor series, which is her fantasy series. It's a really fun series. The books are really long. Like if you get like the full length novels, they're really long, but I loved all of them. No, there's no aliens in them, but this one has an orc or a half orc. So this is about, I think we say her name is Iolanthe. It's really hard to say. I could relate to this girl because not only is she tall, but she's built very broad. And so she is 30 years old. She's considered a spinster in her world. Her dad is, he's got money, but yet they've lost all their money, but they have like this estate. And so her sisters are small and dainty and whatever, and they've been married off, but she just has, like, she towers over some of the men. And so she's got this complex. And her dad, who has lost all their money at this point, now comes and finally tells her, you know what, I found you a husband. He's willing to pay a bride price for you instead of the other way around. So you're marrying this guy. It's an arranged marriage. And so they travel a few days south, and she gets to the keep where she's to meet this new lord, and lo and behold, it's this guy who just purchased the keep, and that is Agakar. I think is how he says his name, Agakar. He is half the North. He's half orc. But you know what? He makes her feel tiny. We all love a man that makes us feel small. So there's a really crazy bride ritual that she goes through. It's like a whole thing, but I do love this story. And it was 4 stars when I read it the first time. It's still 4 stars. I still enjoyed it. It's lighthearted and fun. I mean, it's really not, because she struggles with her body, but compared to some stuff I read, it was lighthearted. So.
Does she fly on planes and make her best friend sit in the middle?
It is a fantasy world. They literally ride horses. But I'm sure that if her best friend refused to sit across the aisle from her, she would have to sit in the middle because that is her choice. She could relate to my linebacker shoulders and my giant ass birthing hips. But it's flat everywhere else. Like no butt, no stomach, just like a brick wall. Jason said that one time, didn't he?
No, he called you a pancake.
Called me a pancake. A cousin of mine. He's not lying. He really isn't. It's okay. There's someone for everybody out there, because I found love, so we're good. He puts up with my pancake ass. Okay. Could you go into the next book?
Yes. So, as we kind of talked about at the start of our video, captors get to pick a book for us to read each month. Mine was from July, but because we started our channel membership kind of at the beginning of July, we were trying to get everything out. And so I just didn't get my book like I should have. Okay. Because it was a little bit later. So, and I had fair last week. So I'm going to talk about July's book. Jessica will be reading August's book. Our captors are going to be voting on her book this week. So if you haven't joined channel membership, it's not too late if you want to hop in and tell Jessica what she has to read in August. And
I hope they're nicer than you are. Okay.
What?
You love to torture me, and then I torture you right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say I was a little nervous because I had just recently said I felt like I needed to take a break from hockey. And I don't know if I said that on the channel or if I just told that to you. And this was a hockey book. So I was like, oh no, what if I don't enjoy it?
Yeah.
But this is called The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. It is apparently an extremely popular book. It had a lot of ratings, and I even found it at my local library. So it's very popular, which is not typically what I read. I typically read indie. Oh, I forgot to start my timer. So let me tell you about this book, and then I'll tell you how I felt about it. So we have Delilah and Ian. Delilah runs a baking show, but her baking show, the ratings are kind of dropping a little bit, and she needs something just to refresh her show and get those ratings back up. And her brother's best friend is a hockey player, Ian. And Ian is known as, they call him like the red-haired giant, I think is what his nickname is. And um she gets him to come on the baking show because he has kind of had some issues and he needs to refresh his PR stance as well, because it looks like there's been some cheating allegations and just his love life has been a little bit of a mess. There was a divorce and all this stuff. And so he comes on and it goes really, really well. And then there's some rumors that the two of them are dating. And what I really, really appreciated about this is that the people in their corners, like their PR people, are very much like, well, we're not telling you to pretend to date him, but, and so they kind of fake date each other, but they also know each other a little bit as well. So, oh, and there is a locker room shower scene in this book that is pretty interesting. So, all in all, I actually really enjoyed this. I rated it 4 stars and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if you would like it because it's hockey, brother's best friend, and fake dating all rolled into one, but I really enjoyed it. So thank you, Captors, for picking a good book for me that I don't know that I would have ended up ever reading if you guys hadn't picked it for me. So thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, 4 stars. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I read one by Lana Ferguson years ago where she's a nanny. And I mean, it was right when it first came out because I was watching it, and then it took off because it was at Barnes and Noble and everything afterwards. And it was good. I haven't read anything else by her though. I mean, it was a 4-star kind of good. So
yeah, her writing, it was very easy to read. Her writing's good.
Yeah. So okay, so I picked up one from an author I hadn't read before, but the audio sounded good and the premise sounded good, so we jumped into this, and I mean we, but me and my audiobooks. Okay, so it was just me. This is called Bite, and it's by CJ. I believe it's Primer. It's either Primer or Primer, but I think it's Primer. And this is about Taylor, who is a human. This is a vampire romance. So she is a human in our contemporary world, and she has just gotten fired from her job because her boss did something, and so she slapped him. And so then that got her fired, and now she's got to make rent, and she's really just having a hard time making ends meet in general. She was a foster child. Now tell me why they're all foster kids in these books. I don't understand. Like, we've got friends who foster kids. It's not okay. Anyhow, sorry, rant. Just I don't want to rant about that. But anyhow, like, she doesn't have family to help take care of her. And so in this world there are vampires, and you can go and donate blood for their blood bank for $50 a pop. But she finds out from her best friend that there's this underground thing called Bite. It's a company. It's called Bite, where you can go and you can apply to be a blood giver. And for every time you're selected, she gets like $300 to go and basically feed a vampire. And so she figures she can do that like 3 times and make her rent for the month. I wish that was the case. But yeah, she can go do that. And so she signs on to do that. Well, lo and behold, there's other things that you can choose. Like, you can choose to have more of a sexual relationship and you get paid more. And she's like, but that's prostitution. I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. But after she feeds 2 different vampires, and then a 3rd vampire comes along at a ball, and he sees her and he immediately wants her. And that is where we meet our hero, James. And he basically makes an offer that she can't refuse to be his live-in blood donor for a year. And that does require some kinky things. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. There is a situation that happens in this book, and it's a somewhat sharing situation, and I'm not going to say exactly what happens. I did not care for that. And it doesn't go fully all the way. I don't like it. But I can see that she sets it up early in the book, so I was kind of waiting for it. But I don't like that. He was supposed to be possessive. So, but it's all good. He makes up for it, and then I got over it. So it was good.
Okay.
Audio was great.
Okay. So next, I am still really puzzled by this, but I got the ALC from Podium for His Juliet by Amelia Rossi, which has been out for a while. So I'm super confused, but hey, I got it.
I read that last year.
And here we are. So
here we are. Okay.
This is narrated by Lee Daniels and Teddy Hamilton. They do a phenomenal job with it. We have Juliet and Romeo in this one. It is book number 2 of Empire of Royals. So Juliet is agoraphobe, but she's kind of a modified one because she can leave her bookstore and go to her apartment. She has to walk the same way every single time. And that's kind of all she's able to do at this point. She runs this bookstore. It is her pride and joy. And one night she's working and Romeo literally kind of busts into the bookstore and he is hiding out from some bad guys and basically forces her to hide out with him for the evening and through the night. And he kind of starts to fall for her. And he leaves, they exchange numbers, they communicate through text, and then he wants to take her out. And she kind of panics because she can't leave her situation. So from there, we have the butcher who's after Romeo's family, which adds like a whole nother layer of issues to this whole story. I loved it. I rated it 5 stars and I want to read the next. There's 2 more books. There's 1 more book already out in the series and it looks like 1 book is coming soon in it. And I really want to continue on with this. And I'm going to write myself a note so it isn't one of those series that I say I want to continue and then I read the books that I'm currently trying to read and I forget about it. So I don't want that to happen.
Okay.
I'm writing it down.
Okay. So for my last book, we're really not going to talk about. We can stay on here because it was my convincing book, and that video will be out on Thursday. And it's a trope that Mandy loves and I despise, and so you guys are going to want to watch that one.
Tune in.
So tune in. It's going to be so much fun. But maybe we'll do our giveaway right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Let's do that. Yeah. So you can tell me and I'll get the wheel ready because I have my email open and I can't let you guys see what's in this email.
Okay. So we have Chasing Fire by Avery Kingston, which is our giveaway. And she also tucked in a few little extras for you guys in there and she signed it. So this will be heading to our lucky winner.
Okay, hold on. I just got to close out a couple windows.
You had to comment on those last 2 1-minute book recs and be a subscriber to be entered to win.
Yep. Just making sure that there's nothing here that you guys can't see.
As with all of our giveaways, you have 2 weeks to contact us. So if you are the winner, email us at bestiebookreviews@gmail.com.
Okay, are we ready?
Are you ready? Because I was running out of stuff to say.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure that I had all my windows closed because I had some things
work
open.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
If my computer wasn't being so I've been able to do the 1-minute book rec or the timer just fine through this whole thing, but my computer is just.
Okay, so this should start spinning, right? Is it spinning? There we go.
It's spinning. Oh, I can see why this is so hard for you to read.
Yes, thank you. Can you see it?
I can see it. Karen Young 7195. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
So again, email us at bestiebookreviews@gmail.com and we will get this in the mail for you.
Do you need to write that down? Do you need to screenshot this or something?
I'll write myself a note right now.
Okay.
All right. So our next giveaway is Hell of a Show by Layla James. It is signed by her. It's also by Shauna. How do you say her last name?
I believe it's Mareed.
Mareed. Okay. It's not signed by Shauna, but it is signed by Layla.
Yeah. And we just spent 20 minutes looking for it. So yay.
Yes.
That's why you
Jessica also has the copy.
I think it's at the warehouse. I have like stacks of this at the warehouse.
Yes. So we have 1 copy to give away. And all you have to do, let's see, what are we going to do? Comment?
Have them comment. It's just easiest that way on this video and next week's 1 Minute Book Recs.
Yeah, let's comment on the 1 Minute Book Recs.
Yeah. And I will say this one, I haven't read this one yet. I plan to start it hopefully this week, but I have a friend who just read both books, Wait in the Truck and then Hell of a Show, and she's like, Wait in the Truck was great, it was amazing. Hell of a Show was mind-blowing. So like, it's her new favorite book. So they're really
awesome.
Good. It's really good. It's got me all excited.
I also haven't read it. I've read Wait in the Truck, but I've not read this one.
Yeah, and I loved Wait in the Truck. So I'm excited for this one. Yeah.
Okay, so Dark Cowboy, for those of you who don't know
Dark
about
Cowboy,
it. So.
I believe she is a country singer. It's Second Chance. They were young and somehow got separated. And
we see a little tiny bit of that story in Wait in the Truck.
Yeah, and so this is their story. And I think she's being abused or something to that nature. So, yeah.
So hit that subscribe button, comment on 1 Minute Book Recs this week's and next week's to be entered to win.
Yeah. Okay, you still got
and that is part of our 26 books of 2026 giveaway,
which is a mouthful, but we're gonna stick with it.
It is.
But you have more books, right?
I do. I have one more.
Okay,
I thought we would break more in the middle, and
then I forgot. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so my last book is a good one, and Jessica, I can't believe you have not started I know you've read the first book in this series, and I can't believe you haven't read the next one yet. You've got to get it on your list.
Time in the day, in the weeks, and the months. There's just not enough time, and the TBR is long.
Okay.
Sorry, I have no clue what you're even talking about. So
Creed by B. Strabakken. So the first book, Claiming the Club Princess, she got a lot of feedback that people loved it. They wanted a full-length book of it. So that is the prequel, basically. It's like 0.5 to the Devil's Tide MC. So the first book is Dodge. That came out a few months ago, and now we have Creed.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about Creed.
I need another camping weekend so I can do this stuff. Okay.
So Morgan is a police officer. She's in Arizona. She goes to a bar, kind of lets loose for like one of the first times in her life, hooks up with Creed in the bathroom, and then she moves. She's moving to a new place where her dad is the chief of police, and she's trying to reconnect with him. He had a heart attack. She's wanting to reconnect, but her dad is an ass. She gets there and finds out that there's kind of this big divide between the police and the Devil's Tide. And it turns out Creed is part of the Devil's Tide, and Creed wants her really badly. And this has all the B. Strabakken goodness. We have breeding, we have birth control tampering, we have breeding, we have taboo because of the police officer, and he's in the MC. And did I mention breeding? It is fantastic, and she sets up the next book in this series very well, and I can't wait to read that one too. So I rated this one 4 stars. I love B. Strabakken. Her books are so good.
Me too. I know. And I need more hours in the day.
I know. I feel the same way when I look at the books on my shelf that I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
And then I was just texting you like, hey, guess who has 6 ALCs and 2 arcs she has to finish in the next week.
Whoa! But I've got like books that are scheduled, like that I'm talking with authors that I wanted certain books, but they're already taken, so I need to pick other books, and I love that author, but I don't want to put books in the box that I haven't read yet, and so like I need like there's a list, and those obviously take priority. So yeah. All right, well, I think that was it for our 1 Minute Book Recs.
Yes.
Okay.
So Wednesdays might be sparse for a little bit, but we have some fantastic author interviews coming your way that we're getting all lined up for you right now, which reminds me, I have to tell Jessica about the latest one and the times for that.
And I have to tell you about one that I think I need to reach out to the author and get scheduled. So let's talk about that in a minute.
So we should have some great Wednesday videos coming your way shortly, but in the meantime, make sure you always check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you miss us this week, there'll be 2 more. There's at the end, there's always 2 videos. So choose one of those. You can watch us, and we've got lots on our backlist. So go check those out, and we will see you in the next video.